my brother. I had no car. So we took the bus. We went to the mall. I lived in the Valley. Anybody ever lived in the Valley in Los Angeles? So what do you do when you live in the Valley? You go to the mall. Exactly. We went to the Topanga Mall, hung out, had a great time. Michael Jackson had a new video out called Remember the Time. So we had to practice the moves, remember? Okay, almost got it. It's been like 20 years since the video came out, but I'm working on the moves. So we were just hanging out, having a great time. My brother went home, and I felt so good. Because remember at the beginning of the meeting, I said, we want to be successful without compromising our health, relationships, and integrity. I say that, and I'm confessing this to you, because I compromised my integrity. I said that my core value was to be with my family. Yet, with my adrenaline addict life, I had my family completely last on my list when it came to all the things that was on my to-do list. And I had actually been in integrity by spending that weekend with my brother, and I felt so good. Integrity is from the word integral, which means whole. So you feel filled up when you're operating from a place of integrity. And you feel contracted, expanded. You feel contracted and heavy when you're out of integrity because you're not in alignment. You're like literally you need to have a spiritual chiropractic adjustment to get back into it. Seriously. And so that was such a great moment. I called my mom and I was just like, oh, I felt so good. And so then the next day, I got a call from her and she sounded really panicky. And I was like, uh-oh, something's wrong. And she told me that my brother had a seizure. He had an epileptic seizure because he was born not breathing. And because he was born not breathing, sometimes he would have seizures, and he had mild mental retardation. And many, many times we had gone to the hospital. So my dad and I drove from where we were living in the valley up to the desert where they lived in Palmdale Hospital. And I was walking to go to the hospital to visit my brother. And these two social workers came down the hall and they said, we're sorry, but your brother passed away on a helicopter ride on the way to the hospital. David is dead. David died. And he was 16 years old and he didn't wake up. And that was my boulder. And yesterday I was at hot yoga and a 7-year-old boy had an epileptic seizure, and it brought it back so home to me, seeing that boy he survived, thank God, but just remembering that my brother didn't. And for a long time, I really felt that my life wasn't worth living, that life wasn't fair, that what kind of life could it be if my brother, 16 years young, could be taken? And it really was that boulder turning point that turned everything around in how I was living my life. That type A plus, go, 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 do, for what? If I had no time for my family. It was the grace. I get chills just thinking about it. It was the grace that I had taken that pause to be able to hear that intuitive guidance system, that internal guidance system that said, be with your brother. Because I had the blessing of spending the last 3 days of his life with him. What a blessing. It was almost like it was preordained, like I knew. And when I was really wrestling with how to go on and go back to school and start over with my life, I heard my brother's voice, because I was ready to be like, forget this. This is no good. I don't want to live this life. And I heard my brother saying that his death, because people kept saying, oh, what a tragedy, 16 years old, he died, what a tragedy. And they were just reinforcing the victim consciousness that I was suddenly taking on. Because I was suddenly owning a victim instead of owning my power. And so my brother, in this dream state or in this meditation, said to me, my life was not a tragedy. My life was a destiny. And my contract was 16 years, but yours is longer. So live fully each and every day.